What's up guys, my name is Diachronic, your host here on this Destiny 2 video, and today we're going to be talking about the top 5 hunter exotics in Destiny 2. Now these are going to be the top 5 hunter exotics in my own opinion, as well as opinion of a couple of my friends of mine, and it's going to be for both PvE and PvP. Basically, a collection of 5 exotics that I like to use across all different types of game modes, all different types of activities and encounters. These are my 5 favorite exotics to use on my hunter for all different types of things. So with that being said, especially with the hunters, it's not really ranked where 1 is definitely better than number 5. I would honestly say these are just 5 exotics that I would use for a lot of different circumstances, and they're all very good at what they do. That being said, on top of that, I did try to rank it or order it in a way that made sense to me. And of course, if you were interested in the spreadsheets that you'll see throughout the video, I will let you know at the very end of the video how to access this spreadsheet. It's gonna be a little bit different than usual, but it will be public for everybody to use. I also wanted to say one last thing before I get started with cute fluffy animals on the screen so you get indoctrinated by what I say. If you are ever interested in getting some Control Freak products, from their grips to their sticks, which I use their sticks all the time, absolutely incredible, helps my aim in almost every circumstance for first-person shooters. Make sure you're using code Diachronic at checkout, be able to get 10% off everything they sell on their store, and you will be supporting me as a creator. And of course, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into number 5. And this top 5 countdown is going to be the exotic leg armor known as Stomp Ease, which is otherwise known as the quintessential jump boots for the hunter. This exotic has kind of been dominating in PvP for exotic armors for the hunter since the game came out. Now, its main perk, hydraulic boosters, firstly increase sprint speed, which allow you to be able to escape enemy fire and chase down enemies a lot better, improves the slide distance, which is great for slide shotgunning, which is very popular in Crucible these days, and then finally improves high jump, strafe jump, and triple jump. And on screen now you can see a bit of a demonstration of exactly that. In the first part, it is just triple jump without any stompies. In the second phase, I did triple jump with stompies. You can see I went much higher, and then in the third phase, you can see stompies plus high jump, and you get pretty much the same height as the triple jump with stompies, which is actually kind of insane. The general idea with this jump is that if you're in close range with a target that's right in front of you, use this high jump and you'll launch up like 20 meters into the sky, and all they'll do is start to backpedal, look up and left and right, just trying to find you, and all you have to do is just drop down behind them and start firing at them from above with Last Word, Recluse, shotguns, and you should be able to take this to your advantage a lot of the times. I gotta say, I have been bamboozled by quite a number of people using Stompies and just launching into the sky with an absolutely incredible amount of force. That being said, I'm really not good with the Stompies, so please forget my gameplay in the background. I'm much more of a defensive player. I use Wormhusk Crown, even though it was nerfed pretty heavily after Crucible Cyrus, but Stompies, if you like to have an aggressive playstyle, it is gonna be your best exotic. Moving on to number 4 in this top 5 countdown is gonna be the exotic helmet known as Celestial Nighthawk. Now this exotic has been actually dominating since Destiny 1. With its return to Destiny 2, it continued to dominate. Basically, it takes your golden gun, makes it so it fires one singular shot that does 6 times the damage of a regular golden gun shot. So overall, you're doing double the damage you would do with the total 3 shots that you would fire normally, but you're doing it all in one shot, allowing you to switch over to your heavy weapons quicker, allowing you to just dump damage very quickly and just do DPS with other things. And I gotta say, this is your quintessential Boss Slayer super. So let's go ahead and talk about how you can make this exotic the best possible version of itself. And because this exotic is based on using your super, you want to focus all of your different efforts on making it so you can have faster super generation. So on the helmet itself, you can have a lot of different super energy increases, from light reactor to hands-on, pump action, any of these kind of things. On leg armor, you can have things like Dynamo, get your class ability to give you some super energy. All of the different armor pieces can have super mods on them. And then finally, probably one of the more important parts is you need to be using Way of the Sharpshooter. Not only does it allow you to spawn 2 orbs for a headshot with the actual golden gun for your teammates, it also has a bit in it where if you get a knife headshot kill with your throwing knife, you actually get the throwing knife back and you get super energy for it. So you want to focus on getting those throwing knife headshot kills, and you'll get your super energy a lot faster. Moving on to number 3 in this top 5 countdown is gonna be the exotic arm pieces known as Shards of Gallon. Though this exotic came out with Forsaken, and it actually used to be a lot better than it is now, and it's actually changed twice since it first came out. Recently, with a big nerf with the Opulence patch on June 4th, made it so you don't generate as much super energy as you did before. That being said, getting your Blade Barrage faster with the amount of super you get back anyways is still something that's very beneficial, and I still highly recommend. So What this exotic does is Sharp Edge's perk basically hits and kills with the Blade Barrage will return super energy after the super ends. Now, the important part to know here is that hits are more important than kills. So as long as you're just dumping your super into a giant boss with a huge hitbox where all of the blades hit and multiple explosions ripple across the entire body, you're gonna get the maximum benefit from your actual super. Outside of that, there's really not much more to say about it. It's pretty much the same as the Celestial Nighthawk. You want to do everything you can to increase the super generation for the same types of reason. You want to use your super to dump into boss damage. You want to get your super back with super generation from the headpiece, from the dynamo, from super mods. And then finally, the best subclass is obviously going to be Wave of Thousand Voices. It's the only subclass that actually works with this exotic. And I know there's going to be some people in the comments that think that this exotic should be way farther down on the list, let alone number 3 in my top 5 exotics. I would say, however, even though you don't get your exotic literally back from getting like 3 kills and hitting a boss a bunch, it's still a powerful thing to get a lot of your super energy back for just dumping into the boss, doing boss damage, allowing you to use your super multiple times through a boss fight. And that's still very powerful, and I still highly recommend it. Coming up at number 2 in this top 5 countdown is going to be the exotic leg piece known as Orpheus Ray. Now, this exotic's main perk, called Uncanny Arrows, provides ability energy generation for each tethered enemy by the deadfall anchors, and Mobius Quiver has more shots. Now, ignore that second part. Mobius Quiver is part of Wave the Pathfinder. We don't care about that subclass. What we care about is Way of the Trapper, because if you send out that really big tether, you have a chance of getting your entire super back just by casting your super on the enemy. Now, a lot of people do look down on the Trapper subclass or just the tether in general because you're not out there getting kills with your arc staff or your golden gun or any of the other subclasses for the other types of classes, but in my opinion, there's little that's more satisfying than walking into a room of 8 people, tethering every single one of them and killing every single one of them with one shotgun shot, summoning a wave of orbs for your teammates, them popping off their supers, being able to not only clear out the whole room, set up your entire team for a whole bunch of supers, being able to get your grenade back if you need take an armament. It's just also useful in so many different scenarios. In Reckoning, being able to put a tether on every single one of those thrall spawns basically makes all those thralls useless, and it makes it so you can take out those yellow health enemies a lot easier as well. So there's just an amazing super with an amazing exotic that's been amazing since the game came out. The only issue is that on June 4th, there was a nerf to a lot of the super generating exotics, and this one did get hit as well, but it's still something that does really, really good work. And just like the Shards of Gallon, even if you don't get your full super back, you get super energy back, allowing you to cast it more frequently, and that is very powerful. As far as perks for it, pretty much the same as Celestial Nighthawk and Shards of Gallon. You want things like Dynamo, you want these super energy increases from the headpieces, super mods, and just in general, you want to use it on a lot of enemies. And finally, coming up at number 1 in this top 5 countdown is going to be the exotic chest piece known as Raiden Flex. And I gotta say, Raiden Flex has been dominating since the game came out. It is the quintessential, I like saying the word quintessential, it is the quintessential arc staff armor for the hunters. It makes it last longer, it makes it do more damage. I actually timed it once. If you're hitting enemies the entire time, it lasts 25 seconds, and in my opinion, it does more damage than any of the other ad-slaying supers in the game. The competing other ad-slaying supers would be things like Dawnblade, because every kill makes it last a little bit longer. On top of that, for the Titans, you also have the Doomfang Pauldron Sentinel Shield throw thing, where you keep on getting Sentinel Shield hits and regular melee kills to keep on going back and forth and making the super last longer. But I still think, no matter what, Arc Staff does more damage. It does it in an AoE swing of the bow staff, and it lasts longer, and it's easier to do because you don't actually have to get any kills. You just have to get hits, which is insane. Honestly, there's not much to say about this exotic. I would honestly say it's best in PvE because, like I said, you just keep getting hits, it keeps lasting longer, but you can, in fact, use it in PvP as well, just making it last a little bit longer as you're getting hits, and you do more damage. So if you're fighting an enemy's super, you have more of a chance of killing that super, but just in general, it's just a very effective exotic at improving your super game. If you haven't noticed already, most of these exotics are focused on the hunter's super because that is kind of the meta for hunters these days, especially in PvE. You pick exotics that help your super, whereas Titans, they have focuses on their grenades and their melee stuff. For the Warlock, you have Rift focused stuff, you have things for the supers and whatnot, and Lunafaction and whatnot. For the hunters, a lot of them are focused on the supers, making them last longer, making them come back faster. So as a recommendation to Bungie, make more exotics that are focused on the neutral game that makes their neutral game worth it. You know, things like getting an extra dodge charge is really not that great, but you know, like Liar's Handshake, making the melee do ridiculous amounts of damage, hundreds of thousands of damage, is definitely the right direction, and that's what I recommend for Bungie. And that is going to be pretty much it for the top 5 for you guys today. Moving on to the spreadsheet, we can see on screen now. If you guys wanted access to this spreadsheet, if you wanted to see my top 10 different notices, in case you're interested in more exotics for the hunter, in case you wanted to know all the best perks on this armor piece, the other armor pieces, the best mods, my notes, my subclass recommendations, all the legends and color-coded goodness and the sources, and of course, if you wanted to see my banner, because this is my spreadsheet, I get to shill if I want to. That's all going to be public for you guys to access. Now, it's not going to just be in the description in this particular video. What you have to do is head over to my Discord, which is linked in the description down below, next to its respective Dorito symbol. Head over to my Discord, and there will be a channel called #YouTube_Twitch. Now, go into this channel and go to July 28th, which should be the date that this video releases, and that is where the spreadsheet will be. And if you are in my Discord, make sure you check it out and stick around because I am very active. If you ever had any questions, or if you wanted to type in general, make some friends, there is a lot of options for you guys there, and there is, in fact, a lot of cute animals there as well. So make sure you check out my Discord. Let me know what you think of the spreadsheet in the comments down below. But that's pretty much the end. Hope you guys enjoyed. My name is Midnight Chronic, and I'll see you guys on the next one.